Recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is a data analyst. And my job is to review this resume, tell them how it's good, how it's bad, and what to fix so that they can get a job because we are in a recession. I want to let everybody know I do more than data analyst resumes. I do tech, I do accounting, I do Zamboni drivers. I do every single type of resume. Let's see. What do we need for a data analyst? And we need a degree, industry, SQL, Python, Excel, VLOOKUPs, pivot tables, Office Suite, Word, PowerPoint, Outlook. Yes, you need it. Yes, you need it. Every single person needs this if they are a data analyst. Again, and I know the software engineer equivalent of this is full stack. Every single time a software engineer comes in, they're like, why do I need to put X? Well, because it's in the job description. And you know what? It doesn't matter how basic it is. It doesn't matter how boring it is. It doesn't matter anything else about how you feel about it. If it's in the job descriptions, which these are, you need to do it. So I need to see Excel, VLOOKUP, and pivot tables. I need to see Office Suite and Word, PowerPoint, and Outlook. And that is one of the biggest problems that people do across every industry is they do not put the basic boring stuff. The basic boring stuff gets you a job. The fancy schmancy three fop boop boop bop badoops with 1,000 improvements of 12% gets you rejected. The basic boring stuff gets you a job across almost every single industry. Then we need data visualization, Power BI, Tableau. Influencing stakeholders, explaining technical concepts to non-technical stakeholders, how you solved a problem with the data, not what the data is. That is a big one. No one cares how you got the data as a data analyst, not a single person. They only want to know what you did with it. If you flipped a coin and that is great, that is equivalent to using a Monte Carlo simulation. No one cares. They just care that it's accurate. Then I need to see that you use some AI-assisted development tools such as Claude Code. Again, basic stuff, not crazy AI, just a little bit of AI. Then I need to see that you have multiple projects and deadlines, and rare but nice to have is our ELT, ETL, and security clearance. So this person's resume is bad. They have 150 to 1. What does that mean? That means it takes them over 150 applications to get a single interview, which is really bad. And when people use my methods, they get 1 interview per 7 applications. That is how much people get when they actually follow all of my methods. There is a little bit of an asterisk there. If you're going for remote roles, it's going to be a 1 in 20. If you're going for internationals, it's a 1 in 100. That's literally how bad the international market is. Because remember, we're in a recession. There are more people that want jobs than need jobs. So this person takes them over 150. Let's see what they wrote me. They said, hey, Lee, hope you're doing great. First of all, thank you for the amazing job you're doing. No worries. Thank you for submitting. Sending more love your way. It's been almost 3 months since I started applying. I've applied to at least 150 jobs, but still no callbacks. I'm looking for data analyst, data engineer, data analytics roles across the US. Well, there's your problem. Is 2 right there. A, your resume needs to be specific to the job title you are applying to. If your resume is not specific to the job title, you are going to get rejected. A phenomenal data engineer resume will get you rejected from a data analyst role and vice versa. So this might be the best data engineer, data analytics, or data engineer or analytics engineer role, but that doesn't matter because I'm only looking for what I'm looking for, which is data analyst. In addition, 150 jobs over the period of 3 months is nothing. You need about 50 jobs a week. Again, we are in a recession. I can help you get a job. I can get you a 1 in 7, but guess what? It is harder now to job search ever than it has been in the last 10, 15 years. That's how hard it is. We are in a recession. Also, this person said anywhere in the US, which is a big red flag to companies. Well, yellow flag to companies. So let's review this person's resume and see what is working and what isn't. So recruiters only have 20 seconds to see what we need to see. If we do not see it, you get rejected. So 20 seconds on the clock. And go. Okay, this is fine. The formatting's bad. Automated Snowflake, track KPIs. This doesn't matter. Developed a SQL. Okay. Garbage. Doesn't matter. This is garbage. Garbage, except for Power BI. Garbage. Okay, and yeah, I'm done. I understand why this person is getting rejected left, and right. So, again, they made the common mistake of trying to impress me, which I'm going to cover in 1 second. I did want to make a note based on what they said is they said they're applying across the entire US. You cannot do that. You need to state, if you put open to remote, unless it's for a remote role, right? If it's for a remote role, that's fine, whatever. If you say like open to relocation, sorry, that's what I meant to say. My brain is not working today. If you say open to relocation, it is a big yellow flag. It is like yellow, almost red, but not quite red, because companies do not move you forward if you are open to relo. Now, if the job is for remote, you don't have to worry about this, but other than that, what you need to do is, in fact, I'm going to show you, this is the formatting you want to use. This is what it should look like. How you do it is in the description below. But you need to put one space and then put under here, moving to X by Y date can move earlier if needed. Because if you do not have moving to X city by Y date can move earlier if needed, they will not move forward with you because relocation is a giant yellow flag. So that will need to be changed for each place you are planning to relocate to. Again, open to reload, big yellow flag. And I wanted to cover that before we got into the rest of this because like I didn't want to forget about it. So formatting is bad, needs to use this. This is how you do it. So what did I say earlier? I said they're trying to impress me. And unfortunately, you cannot impress somebody with a resume. They're not built for it. That is what all these scam artists and people say is they're saying, we need you to impress us. You should impress us. You won't impress people. It's not what a resume is built for. It's like trying to cook barbecue on your refrigerator. It's just not made for it. It doesn't work. The refrigerator is to cool your food. What you need to show us instead is that you can do the basic qualifications of the job, which are right here, right? This is what these are. These are what you need to do. And in the interview, you impress, right? The interview is where you impress people, but not the resume. So let me tell you why these are bad bullet points. And quite frankly, the big thing is they are filled with hot dogs. So this is filled with complete hot dogs and is really bad. Also, they're doing a little bit of construction outside. So apologies for that if you can hear some banging in the background. I want you to imagine that you're hungry. You go to a restaurant. It's called Headless Headhunters Hamburger Hut. And at Headless Headhunters Hamburger Hut, they only have one thing on the menu, and it's hamburgers. So you say to the waiter, hey, waiter, I would like a singular hamburger, please. And the waiter goes, all right, honey, coming right up. Let me get that for you. Want anything else, like anything else besides just a hamburger? And they say, no, vaguely southern waiter in Southern California. We do not need anything else. I just want a hamburger. So they say, all right, sweetie, coming right up. Let me get that for you. So they go back to the kitchen and they bring you back a hot dog and they say, here's your hot dog, sir. And you'd be like, what? I wanted a hamburger. Why did you bring me a hot dog? And they say, well, if y'all think about it, a hot dog has meat like a hamburger. A hot dog has buns like a hamburger. And if you really think about it, I assure you, Headless Headhunters Hamburger Hut has the best hot dogs you will ever have in your life. I swear to you. So you would look at them like they were crazy and you would walk away. And that's the exact same problem with here. I don't care that you built the first automated snowflake reporting system. That's a hot dog. To compute and track KPIs, hot dog. I don't know why every single data analyst puts KPIs everywhere. We're not looking for it. We're not looking for KPIs in your resume. Not a single person is. So KPIs is a hot dog. This entire statement in red is a hot dog. And then we go down to here, and they say develop the two-stage SQL. Okay, good. Quality, blah, 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 that flagged abnormalities, improving data integrity by blah, 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 across blah, 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 reducing false alerts by 80%. That means nothing. That's garbage. All right, like that means absolutely nothing to the person reading this. It doesn't matter if you saved lives. Doesn't matter if you changed the world. What matters is the person reading this can understand it. And the person reading this, including the manager, not the recruiter, might have no tech knowledge to understand what you did, because there is a difference between a keyword and a qualification. So A keyword is this. This is what the hiring team needs, right? Keywords are what the hiring team needs. Anything else besides a keyword is a hot dog. But we are not keyword hunting. We are qualification hunting, which is why this technical skills section doesn't matter. Because a qualification is a keyword plus how you used it, plus why you used it for the business that your grandmother could understand, plus where you used it. So that is why this skills section doesn't count, because I don't care that you use SQL and Python. I want to know how you use SQL and Python. I want to know why you use SQL and Python, and I want to be able to understand it in 20 seconds. Yes, it's not fair, but sadly, that's what you have to do. And I want to know where you used it, which is under a job. So this, even though you have everything I want in the skills section, it might as well not exist. And that is the problem I have with this. The first sentence has literally nothing I want, filled with hot dogs. The second sentence has two things I want, right? SQL and Tableau. Two things. But they didn't tell me how they did it, and they didn't tell me why they did it. Why do I care that you reduced false reports? I don't. You have to explain to me why false reports was something that is worth reducing. And you did not do that, so this doesn't count. And I want to be clear, you need a minimum of 3 keywords, a maximum of 6 per bullet point. So even if you explained it, this would fail because you only had 2 instead of 3. And then this, again, there's literally nothing here. You already mentioned Tableau dashboards, so this has nothing in it. 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 So your entire resume in the first 20 seconds, the only thing I could see is that you use Tableau and SQL, and I don't know how you did it, and I don't know why you did it, so that doesn't count. And that's why you're getting rejected. Again, it's not fair. I will be the first to tell you it's not just. In a just world, how good you are at what you did would get you a job, but that's not true. There are plenty of talented people that get rejected left and right because how talented you are is not how easy it is for you to get a job. There's a bare minimum, right? There's a bare minimum you need, but after that bare minimum, you're all equal in the eyes of the company. And yeah, that's not fair and that's not just, but I'm here to tell you how to, actually get a job. So, also, one quick note. Stop bolding everything. Stop bolding everything. Do you know how hard it is to read when you bold every word? Stop bolding everything. This is the amount of bolding that you need in your resume with maybe another for a project, right? Project would also be bolded. That's it. This is the amount of bolding that you want in your resume. That's it. More bolding is more bad. I swear to you. Every single person thinks, oh, here's the keyword. I'm gonna bold it. No, it makes it worse. Stop it. Also, everybody bold stuff that doesn't matter. Who cares about scalable pipelines and Azure Synapse? Who cares about 900 million rows? Nobody cares. Not a single person cares. Right? And again, I'm not doing this to be mean. I'm doing this so you can get a job because it is unfair. Searching for a job is unjust. That is why we have hiring laws to make it more just. And those laws are getting destroyed as we speak. So it is harder to get a job and it is less fair because we are in a recession. So what do they need to do to fix their resume? Well, first things first, they need to delete this because there's literally nothing in here I can use. Then they need to fix it to make it look like this formatting. And then I need all of this stuff. Can you use Excel? I don't know. You didn't tell me. You didn't show me that you can use Excel, and because you didn't show me, it doesn't exist. Can you use data visualization? Kind of, but I didn't see how you could use it or why you could use it. Can you influence stakeholders? Don't think so. Can you explain technical concepts to non-technical users? Oh boy, not with these sentences. Can you solve a problem with data? I don't know. I didn't see a single problem you solved with data. What about AI development tools? Don't think you can use those. What about multiple project and deadlines? Nope. What about Python? Nope. This is what they look at in your resume, and this is why you're failing. Again, this person isn't garbage. Their resume is garbage. Who you are is not defined by if you have a job or not. So I need you to make those fixes. I need you to delete it. I need you to use this formatting. And I need you to have sentences that are easily understood by your grandmother with these. Because if they're not, and I cannot find 75% of these in the first 20 seconds, you are getting rejected. Because that is my job. People think that like, oh, how could you do that? Like, no, that's actually being good at my job. Because when you're a recruiter and you take more than 20 seconds to go over a resume, guess what happens? You get fired for being too slow. So it's not fair. It's not just. That's what laws are for, to make it more just. But this is what you need to do to get a job. So before we go to the next resume, I just want to say thank you very much to my members for supporting this channel. Your support allows me to do this. So thank you very much for your financial support. If anybody wants to keep this channel alive, because that is what my members do, they can join in the link below. You get access to videos early, and you also get access to the past live streams because they are deleted automatically after 2 weeks on Twitch. So thank you very much to my members for keeping this channel alive, and to everyone, members and non-members included. If you ever need your resume reviewed, hop on my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter and right here on YouTube, and just type !raffle in the chat to get a chance to get your resume reviewed. So with that said, let's go to the next resume, which is, I don't know, we're about to find out. This is a financial analyst. Now, we do not know their ratio. They don't know it. So we're going to find out if this is good or garbage. But what do we need for a financial analyst? We need degree, the industry. Again, I want to see what industry you're in. Excel, Office, Word, Outlook, PowerPoint. Yep, you need it. Again, I understand it's basic, but this is the stuff you need. SQL, Python, financial modeling, statistical analytics, and data mining with Excel if possible. Explaining technical details to non-technical people. You may notice that is a running theme of almost every single job besides software engineer, weirdly enough. Software engineers don't really need that. AI engineers do, but not software engineers. Is explaining technical details to a non-technical person. Bob cannot turn on his monitor. Bob needs his assistant to help write an email and send an email. Bob is your boss, and Bob needs to understand what you do. And you need to be able to show me in this resume that you can talk to Bob. And I got a couple of comments on the video of people being like, wait, why if Bob doesn't know anything would he be my boss? And I'm going to be like, oh, sweet summer child. Almost every boss you have is going to be Bob. Almost everybody you interact with just not directly on your small team is going to be a Bob. And you need to explain to Bob why you did what you did and how you did it in a way that Bob would understand. And Bob cannot send an email, okay? That is unfortunately the case. There's a lot of unfortunates in searching for a job. You really have to get rid of your hope. And yeah. So explain technical details to non-technical people, which is critical. Meet multiple deadlines and multitask, and then influence and or manage stakeholders. So manage stakeholders is basically Bob, right? You're not just explaining to Bob, you're telling Bob, hey Bob, this is what you need to do because of the data. This is what it's going to do. If you put the product if you sell this shoe as red, the number will go up. While if you sell it as blue, number go down. And that is what you have to describe in your resume, that you told them that. So again, we do not know the ratio. So let's see, 20 seconds is on the clock. And go. Okay, Excel, good. Pivot tables, solar asset, punishment community, prognosis order, perfect. Is financial modeling, okay, to show valuation metrics, stakeholder view, outlook, stakeholder options, a little bit okay. Deployed a dashboard using Microsoft Office and multi-task site deadlines, good. Spoke with technical leadership and time. These are not bad. I think these are a little wordier than they need to be. I actually like most of this. Let me go through with what I found. So my big thing is we found Excel, right? So Excel is good. Boop, done. Awesome. I don't think data visualization needs to be in Excel. I think pivot tables and VLOOKUP is fine. So I think you can just shorten this to just remove that. Solar assets, that shows me the industry. Good. Performance, and I don't need to know that you orally communicated. You can just say communicated. So you say solar asset financial performance and communicated via, I guess I would say and communicated via PowerPoint. I may have to think about how to reword this a little bit. This is a little awkward, but at least we have PowerPoint, which is good. And then that, but I think we can do more. And then here, financial modeling. Do we need to say financial modeling with all this stuff? I think we can just say used financial modeling, right? Because, like, will they know about discounted cash flows? This may be an industry-specific thing that you can correct me. To show valuation metrics. Again, why are valuation metrics important, and do I need to know them to stakeholders via Word and Outlook? Compare again, I think you could just say used financial modeling to show metrics to stakeholders via Word and Outlook for stakeholders to compare investment options for MA and divestiture transactions. The thing is, though, I want to know a little bit more about, like, why is it important that they know this? Like, I don't know if I need divestiture, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that, but, like, why is it good that they compared this? I want a little bit more in a why. And then again, once we remove this, assuming, I don't think you need it, but it may be in your very niche area, so you can correct me on that. Because once you follow this method, I want to let everybody know, you should be better at getting these than me. Once you learn how to do this, these for you should be more accurate than these for me, because I cannot be in every industry. I need to redo these every 3 months. Once you learn how to do this, which my guide shows you, then you can actually have these more accurate. So you can correct me if I'm wrong if you need that. And then again, do I really need valuation metrics like this? I'd rather just say to show metrics. Like, why is valuation important? Like sales metrics, right? Use simple language. You don't want to corporatize your resume. You want it to be basic and boring. So this needs a little bit more of a why. And then again, that's okay otherwise. Just a little bit more of a why. And then deploy a priority dashboard to multitask. This is okay. Deploy a priority dashboard using Microsoft Office to multitask across tight deadlines while managing multiple work streams and ensuring all deadlines are met to support business planning and privilege. I like this, but this is really only 2. Like, I feel like you could kind of move this into one of the others. Like, I don't know which one yet, but I feel like this could go into one of these bullet points. Which I know you only have 3, but, like, that's fine. You've only been there for a year and a half, 2 years. That's 3 bullet points is fine. And then spoke with non-technical leadership across multiple investment companies, accomplished financials using Excel into clear narratives to improve underperforming assets so leaders could labor. See, I like that. Again, I just think it's a little wordy. So, like, we have Office, right? Do we have Office? Yes, Microsoft Office. But I'd like you to say, like, maybe Word. I do need SQL. I didn't see SQL. I didn't see Python. Those are pretty big. I did see financial modeling. I don't know if I saw... Hold on. Did I see statistical? Yeah, I didn't see statistical and data mining, which is needed. And I did see explaining technical concepts. I did see influencing. So it's not bad. I want to be clear, but I want to get you close to a 1 in 7 as possible, which, because you've been out of work for a year, it's okay. If that hit 2 years, we might have a problem, but, like, I'm still missing SQL. I am missing your statistical and analytics and data mining, and these are a little bit wordy. So I feel like you could break this down a little bit cleaner, a little bit quicker. And then we will need SQL and Python to actually start getting the ratio that we want you to get. So is this garbage? No. It is good. But again, this is like maybe a C- to a B resume, and I'm trying to take it to an A+. Next resume. This is a resume of an application security engineer, which is, I think this is the first time I've ever done this particular resume. So, but what we need is actually just this. There may be one or two other things missing, but if you have the core of what's in here, you should be able to get an interview. And this market is, gosh, this is kind of hard to say. It's both good and bad. There are not a lot of these jobs out there. Let me be clear. There are not a lot of these jobs at all. But absolutely nobody is applying to them. So even though there's only about 50 of these jobs posted a week in the United States, they only get like 20 people applying to each of them. So you actually stand a very good chance at getting a job. What is this person's ratio for a application security engineer? They said transitioning from security analyst to application security. We don't know. This person, once we fix their resume, if they have what we need, they should be getting like a 1 in 2. I'm not even joking. They should be getting like a 1 in 2. If they are, as long as they are legally authorized to work in the U.S. and don't need sponsorship, they should be getting a 1 in 2. That is how good-ish this market is. So, what do we need? We need degree. We need certifications. I am not going to list them all. There are 1,000 of them. Just list some of them. Then I need DevSecOps, which is Dev Security Ops, SDLC, Threat Modeling, Security Testing, OWASP Top 10. No, I do not know what that stands for. No, you don't need to write out the whole acronym. You just need to put OWASP Top 10, Secure Code Review, and then something involving CI/CD and security. So like the security of CI/CD or vulnerability testing of CI/CD. So you can't just say CI/CD. You have to say like security with it. Then SAST and DAST. No, I don't know what those are, but they do not need them. Vulnerability scanning solution. Security tooling is big. API security and can communicate non-technical to non-technical people, which again, running theme of most of these is you need to be able to talk to Bob. Then nice to have is all that other good stuff. So if you don't have that, that's okay. So we do not know this person's ratio. We do not know if it's good or bad. Yeah, let's find out. So 20 seconds on the clock. I will be honest. This industry is good enough that you probably get 40. So I'm going to run out of time and then I'm going to give them another 20 seconds and go. All right. Nothing here. They actually probably missed that. Can't use anything here. They may go to an interview anyway, just because you have it. That's how good the market is. Then led triage and investigation of high severity incidents across, where's your education? Okay, time. And then again, this is a good market. So we get another 20 seconds. Then we have certs down here. I don't know if these certs are needed. And then we do have a degree, but I don't know if you graduated. It's at the very bottom. People can't even see it. So then we go down to here and led triage and investigation of high severity incident across AWS, extra credit on environments using why do I need this? I don't. Engineered that's like agentic. Don't need that. Time. Oh, buddy. Oh man, you're in the easiest market and you have the stuff, but you didn't say any of it. So this is a case of normally skill sections are worthless. This is actually a case of because of how good this market is, they may move you forward if they see some of these just to take the chance. Because again, if a company posts a job for 4 weeks and only 12 people apply, if there's even a hint of relevancy, you send them for an interview to double check. But the problem is this resume is so bulky and filled with so many hot dogs that it's a real chance that they actually miss the SAST here and the DAST. And again, normally this is a bad idea. Remember, you do not want a summary. This is only because of how hot this particular market is. They would probably miss that. I didn't, but I'm going to assume they did. And again, you shouldn't even have a summary in the first place, right? None of this matters. And then again, none of this matters. And it's so much that people would miss it. Like, again, how your ratio, I get people a 1 in 7 in a terrible job market. This person should be getting a 1 in 2. In fact, this person should be getting 1 in 7 with a bad resume. Like just a mid-bad resume. That's how hot this market is. But the problem is there's just so many hot dogs that I can't find the hamburger. Again, like imagine this is filled with ketchup and I have a hamburger and I want a little bit of ketchup, but instead you dump the whole thing on it. All I taste is ketchup. I can't taste the hamburger. So I'm going to need you to delete this because you cannot find anything you need in this. You cannot find any of the qualifications. And this does imply that I cannot see, like, that you cannot speak to a non-technical person. You know what a good bullet point would be for this? Used threat modeling, OWASP top 10, and SAST-DAST to fix our security vulnerabilities for our primary website. Like, that alone would get you interviews, but this is nonsense. Like, this is nonsense. Like, engineered an N8N workflow using REST APIs. Are you a software engineer? Jason Owensit. Command nodes to automate enrichment, detection, support, and case management processes. Independently built the workflows from initial design through documentation and team adaptation. I don't care about any of that. Again, you need to be razor focused on what works. You might be able to keep MITRE attacks. That's fine. But, like, your resume needs to look like this. Your bullet points need to be this, right? Operated our point of sale, POS, cash register, collect money from customers, and perform basic math to give them proper change, keeping them engaged with customer service while I prepared their food and beverage. That is the level of simplicity that I need from you. And this is why you are struggling a little bit. I imagine you're still getting interviews, but you should be getting more interviews than what you're getting. I don't even know your ratio. I know you should be getting more because you have filled this with nothing. So remember, I want to taste the hamburger. If you dump all this ketchup on and it's filled with hot dogs, I'm going to be filled up and I cannot taste what I want to taste. In this case, this is the only thing that matters, and I need you to make it for Bob. And these sentences are way too complicated and crazy. Again, you're probably getting some interviews just because of how good this market is, but you should be getting more. Next resume. This is an embedded software systems engineer intern. So, interns only need like 4 things. Every single intern always overcomplicates their resume, and they end up struggling to get interviews. It's actually why there's actually a weird little phenomena of interns that start getting internships start getting less internships because of how they change their resume, and that the stuff that got that, like, they change it away from what worked. So, what do we need? I need to see that you're currently enrolled, which, by the way, I was talking to this person in Twitch because they're on Twitch right now. They made a critical error that I just want to note real quick before we go into this. They actually are currently enrolled in a master's program, but it's down here, right? So this needs to be switched. You need to make it look like this, and then you need a separate bullet point down here, right? It's going to be another bullet point here. And all I need is your education is going to go, your bachelor's is going to go on this line, and your master's is going to go on this line. So that is a critical mistake that, honestly, nothing else in the resume matters because people are going to assume that you're graduating in 2026. And this is August 12th, by the way, 2026, when this is recorded. So they're going to be like, well, you're graduating too soon. We can't have you as an intern anyway. So this is an immediate rejection. So what you need to do is switch it so that your master's is up front and it says 2027 to 2028. And then below it, it says bachelor's 2026, graduated December. That before you do anything else, you need to do that. So I just want to let everybody know, because that is a critical red flag that would get you immediately rejected. So now let's go to the rest of the stuff. So what does an intern need? All interns need to see that you are currently enrolled in school, which this person messed up on. Then I need to see a basic understanding of your industry, which in this case is going to be Python, C, C++, Linux, RTOS, shell scripting, the industry and type of product. So like aerospace wheels or automobile engines, or I can't think of anything else. Y'all get the point for that. And then every intern needs to show that they can work well with others and take direction and criticism. Again, this is the basic stuff that interns need to do, is the ability to work well with others and take direction and criticism. If you do not show that, you do not get an interview. And there are a lot of interns that get more interviews because they show they can work well with others and take directions, even though they have less tech on their resume, because that is how important it is. Because no one wants to hire an intern that you tell them that you need to change something and they freak out. And guess what? This might be your first real corporate job and you may freak out. So don't do that. So 20 seconds is on the clock. Let me read what they wrote first. Let's see. They haven't used this, so this is a new resume. So, not counting the stuff at the top, 20 seconds. Let's find out what they do and do not, and go. Okay, formatting is awful. This doesn't matter. Then, what? Okay, this doesn't matter. And then built a C++. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. To run to my vehicles to force faster diagnosis. Oh man, I like the Y too. Developed a Git version framework for doesn't matter, and time. Your formatting, I almost like your first sentence. I almost do. So you may be asking, Lee, aren't you looking for C++? Why did you, and free RTOS, why did you remove that? Well, first things first, this is a wall of text that is impossible to read. So remember, your resume should look like this, okay? This is your resume. And then here, this doesn't count, because remember, I want to see how you used it. And then, unfortunately, this doesn't count because free RTOS is not RTOS. And you may be thinking, well, no, it is. Well, one of the first lessons a tech recruiter learns is Java is different than JavaScript. That's the first lesson you learn. And learning that Java is different than JavaScript changes how you recruit every single role. So because Java is different than JavaScript, free RTOS might be different than RTOS. C++ STM32 RTOS might be different than RTOS that we're looking for. You need to be specific and you need to be basic. So that is why this doesn't count. But I will say the why is good, right? Python, this does tell me how, this does tell me why. They just completely messed up on this first bit. Like, normally I don't say you just need to keyword put in, but like, if you just put in keywords here, you're fine, right? So built a RTOS using blah and Python to turn raw vehicle messages into readable telemetry and fault reports for faster diagnosis. That is understandable to a layman. I don't know if I really want telemetry, but it's still understandable to Bob. Bob can actually understand that, and that one I actually really like. So all you need to do there is just put in the keywords and make it basic and simple. Also, again, remember, fix your formatting. This is, an atrocious formatting. Then down here, nothing I need, right? Again, there's nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. Then nothing here, 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 nothing here. Like, again, they may actually have the stuff I'm looking for down here, but no one's going to scroll this far down because your formatting is awful. Again, this is good. I actually want to highlight this is worked in a cross-functional mechanical controls and electrical team is fine. That can show you can work together. But you know what I don't see in this entire thing? I don't see that you can take direction and criticism. And I need to see that. It can be the third bullet point. That's fine. But I need to see that you can take direction and criticism because I don't see that. And the intern that shows they can take direction and criticism and work well with others is the intern that gets interviews. So fix your formatting. And for all that is holy, you really need to fix the thing at the top. That is the biggest reason whatsoever you're not going to get a job. And then make it simpler. Like, again, this, I want to highlight this. This is a good why. Okay, you have some good stuff here. This is not a complete garbage thing. You will need to delete it, but like you can at least, because the formatting is atrocious, but you can at least save some of these bullet points, right? Like worked in a cross-functional mechanical controls and electrical team. Great. I need a little bit more than that, but that's great. Python to turn raw vehicle messages into readable telemetry and fault reports for faster diagnosis. Great. Understandable to a layman. Maybe I would put like faster fault like diagnosis to make it even more understandable. But yeah, but I'm missing again the simple explanation for these things like RTOS, shell scripting, C++, Linux, and I need to see that you can take direction and criticism. It is critical. Again, if it's not on your resume, it doesn't exist. That is the rule. So I'm going to assume that you cannot take direction and criticism because it is not on your resume. Next, resume. This is a full stack internship engineer. This person says, I'm not getting interviews. I applied to many job portals and now making a full stack AI and something that doesn't matter. Did 2 internships currently, 4th year, help fix my resume. So this is the resume that we're going for. What do we need for a software engineer intern? The same thing we need for every intern: degree, ability to work well with others, take direction and criticism. And again, for a full stack, I want to see TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. And then I also want to see like SQL, APIs, cloud, and a little bit of AI. So this is what you need to be a software engineer intern, which I'm actually shocked it took this long to get one on this video, is one of the primary languages or for full stack TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, SQL, APIs, cloud, AI, and the ability to work well with others and take direction and criticism. So 20 seconds on the clock, boop. And let's see what we can do. And I cannot scroll past this page because they dox themselves. So please don't dox yourself. Please don't. Please, this resume is going to be on the internet. Please don't put your phone number and your full name. Please don't do that. All right. And go. All right. This doesn't really matter. Integrated ProScurid SDK into BG Ride, enabling seamless. This doesn't matter. Developed KYC API, streamlining the verification. That's okay, but the rest of that's bad. Developed dedicated dashboards, integrated REST APIs. Again, you already mentioned APIs. Time. Yeah. Remember what I said of interns that have a problem of doing well early, and then the more internships they get, the worse it is. This is a case. I can scroll a little bit farther down here. And if we actually look down here, we actually see more of the stuff that I'm looking for. Like, look at this. In this project, again, this doesn't count. This doesn't count. This doesn't count. Built a full stack note-taking application with RESTful API using Node.js and Express. Automated handling types. Okay, no, never mind. This person didn't do it. All right. So let's scroll back up a little bit. There we go. So my problem with this resume is most of this stuff is just irrelevant. SDK is fine. That's a little bit of AI, but you know what I don't see? Why is it that you're a full stack software engineer and I don't see anything related to full stack? Where's the TypeScript? Where's the JavaScript? Where's the HTML, CSS? I don't know. I can't find it. Again, I'm not looking for Tailwind CSS. I'm looking for CSS because if Java is different than JavaScript, then Tailwind CSS is different than CSS. And that's it. That's all I found was SDK and APIs in this entire thing, right? Like, again, this is an okay Y. The first one has a good Y, but where's the SQL? I don't know. You don't have it. Where's the cloud? I don't know. You don't have it. Where's the TypeScript, the JavaScript, the HTML, CSS? I don't know. Can you work with other people? Doesn't look like it. Can you take direction and criticism? Nope. Doesn't look like you can. Like, the entire resume is just mostly blank. So, like, where is any of this? Like, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This means nothing. This doesn't get might be okay. This doesn't matter. Like, where's the full stack? You even have a skill section. You don't even say this full stack. Where's the HTML, the CSS, the JavaScript? Where's the TypeScript? I don't see it. This doesn't count. This doesn't count. This doesn't count. Might as well not exist. This, you said full stack, but I don't see it. This doesn't matter. 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 And this is why you are struggling to get a job. Is the only thing I can find in this entire resume is that you've used a little bit of AI. Let's lose a thicker line there. Used a little bit of AI. You've used Git, which could be one, but that's like half a point. And that's it. That's all I see. Where is anything I'm looking for? Can you work together with others? I don't think you can. Can you take direction and criticism? No. Can you use SQL? Doesn't look like it. Can you use cloud? Doesn't look like it. Can you use TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, which is a requirement for most full stack roles? Doesn't look like it. And again, my advice works in India. I get people jobs in the US, Canada, Mexico, India, the UK, the EU, Africa, Australia, and I believe Singapore as well. My advice works globally, except in the Netherlands. No, I don't know why it doesn't work there, but everywhere in the world except the Netherlands it works. I don't know why the Netherlands it doesn't work. It just doesn't work in the Netherlands, but everywhere else in the world it does. And this doesn't count because, again, why do I care about this? Okay, you implemented a Git branching to reusable components for scalable. Who cares? What was the point of it? I don't know. So this is why you are struggling to get more interviews, is this resume is trying to brag and show me how good you are, and it's not showing me that you actually meet the qualifications. Next resume. This is a resume of a full stack software engineer. They gave me a note that basically said they've only gotten about 2 interviews in the past year. The big problem with this is they have not applied to enough roles. Your goal should be to apply to about 50 roles a week. Now, in Canada, the job market is not good. The job market is terrible everywhere, but there are probably not going to be 50 jobs a week, but you should be able to apply to about 30 to 40 jobs a week in Canada, at least. So we're not going to count that part because the big issue with this person is just they haven't applied for enough jobs. 100 a year is just nothing. That's, again, you should be doing that a month, even in Canada. In fact, you should be doing more than that a month. So we don't count the ratio because we just don't know it yet. And what do we need for a full stack? Whoops, not intern. Software engineer full stack. This is just a full stack software developer. So we need degree, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. If you don't have that, you are getting rejected. You need TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. I cannot impress upon you enough. Everyone tries to hide it. Everyone tries to say, oh, I don't want to put it. The TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML alone is getting you interviews. So I need to see that. So then I need RESTful API or REST APIs. Then I need SQL, Cloud, Backend, React or React Native, Git, GitHub, CI/CD, Agile, DevOps, and extra credit for the rest of the stuff. So let's see what they do and do not have in 20 seconds. And go. Okay, this might actually be the real reason. This doesn't. Okay. Full stack. Okay, this doesn't count. All right, intern, collaborated with the development to improved MVP AI, again, with React. Why do I care about that? I don't. Developed and maintained WordPress, don't care about that. Assisted the company with, don't care about that. Don't care about that. Okay, this needs to be deleted and start again. So the very first thing I'm concerned about is this the equivalent of a 4-year degree? Because I'm going to let you know this. Self-taught devs don't really exist anymore. If you already had 4 years experience, that would be fine. But like, I don't know. This might just be a deal breaker, not counting the rest of it. Like, make no mistake, this is a bad resume, but like, why would you get somebody with a diploma when you could get somebody with a CS degree? Right? Why would you get somebody with a CS degree when you can get somebody with a year and a half of experience and a CS degree? So I don't know. This might be your real problem. I don't know if you'll ever be able to get a full 1 in 7. I just don't think that's in the cards if you do not have a bachelor's. Now, what we can do to at least help this, but again, it's just self-taught devs are over. It's just there's no jobs for them because there are already tons of CS degree students. And why would you hire a self-taught over a CS student? So what we need to do is, instead of do this, just say when you graduated. And then this looks weird. 4.0 over 4.3. Just say like 4.0. I don't know. Maybe that's a Canada specific thing, but that's a little weird. And then here, I do like what you're going for of telling me what it is, but like, I need to see if this was just say like 2-year degree or something, but the rest of this doesn't count, right? Like, I do want to know how it's relevant. I do want to know how it's relevant, but the rest of this doesn't matter. Again, you cannot show your qualifications there. And then here, again, this doesn't happen. This doesn't matter, right? This doesn't count. And then we go down to here and we get to your actual work experience, and there's nothing in it. There's no TypeScript, there's no HTML, there's no SQL, there's no cloud, there's no backend, there's no React. There might have been one word with React, actually. There's no Git or GitHub, there's no CI/CD, there's no Agile, there's no DevOps. And again, when you start looking at the resume like this is the problem. I'm even scrolling down here into your projects. There's nothing in the projects. Your resume is blank. You have basically submitted a blank piece of paper. So not counting the vocational college, which again, that's going to be a real bad thing, is your entire resume is blank. You have submitted to me a blank piece of paper. I need this stuff, and I need you to tell me how you used it and why you used it, because otherwise, this is what I see. This is recruiter vision. This is hiring manager vision. This is what they are looking at in your resume, and this is why you're struggling besides the other stuff, is it's blank. There's nothing here. There's literally nothing here that I can see. So, next, resume. This is an AI engineer. So, what do we need for an AI engineer? We need degree, Python, or other backends. Yes, you can get an AI engineer job without Python, but in the US, Python is the most popular, so it's preferred if you have Python. Then ML, LLMs, cloud, any of those is good, but you do need to mention it. You can't just say cloud, you have to say Azure, AWS, or whatever. Built stuff in production, agentic systems, and multi-agent stuff. Those are always looked upon favorably. Agentic coding, if you see a theme, it is all agentic. Claude Code, OpenAI, Codex, Cursor, and then LangGraph, LangChain, Google ADK, OpenAI Agent SDK. Any of those would work. Communicate technical details to a non-technical audience, ML ops, AI architecture, AI orchestration, and then rare but nice to have is SQL, RAG, Git, and NumPy. So this person is struggling. Let me get to their note. They said, I'm an international. There's your problem. My advice does work for internationals. The problem is, in international, a good ratio of applications to interviews for an international is 1 in 100. That is good. That is actually like phenomenal. Like, that is the equivalent of a 1 in 7 for non-internationals. So I can get you a 1 in 100. Is that an awful ratio for you? Unfortunately, no, but it is going to suck, and you're going to have to apply to close to 100 jobs a week. So they're an international student on an F1 visa, so OPT, and I've tried everything, but it's not working out. I don't know what is wrong. I mean, you're an international in a recession. It's like I'm getting these online assessments and getting rejected after those, or getting straight rejected, not getting interviews. So yeah, let's find out how good or bad this resume is. And we'll find out. But a big problem with this is going to be international, and you're never going to get a 1 in 7. You're seriously, good for you is a 1 in 100. That is unironically very good. So let's see if we can get this person a 1 in 100. So 20 seconds is on the clock. And go. Okay, degree is good. Formatting is good. Build and maintain production AI agents and LM that powered internal workflows and answer employment language. Why? Design and shift retrieval augmented pipelines. I don't care about that. In Python, good. Using LangChain LangGraph. Okay, that's fine. Cut support time. And then build autonomous coding QA with Claude and Cursor, which led to 4% features faster. Time. It's okay. So first things first. Stop bolding everything. Bolding everything makes it worse. Bolding is bad. Stop bolding, stop bolding, stop bolding, stop bolding, stop bolding. I am stamping my foot while I'm saying it. That is that thump. Stop bolding things. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Then your formatting is mostly correct, but slightly incorrect. There should not be a big gap between here If you notice, and there should not be a big gap between here, this gap is fine. So there's a bigger gap here and here. Then we get to the bullet points, and your first bullet point is bad. Built and maintained. Okay, production, which is fine. AI agents and LLM powered tools that blah, 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 blah. Why do I care that they answer to internal workflows? Why was that important for the business? And you know what I don't see? How did you build those AI agents? Did you use LangGraph? Did you use LangChain? Did you use OpenAI Agent SDK? Did you use N8N? Did you use Claude Code? I don't know. You didn't tell me. So this sentence only really has two things, maybe three, but as an international, you have got to have this stuff everywhere. Like that is how tough it is for you. So this is not good enough. Then designed and shipped a RAG pipeline in Python. Okay. Using LangChain and LangGraph, which cut average support ticket time. That's really only like one or two. So this only has two keywords. This has two keywords, right? You need 3 minimum, 6 maximum. And then again, stop putting numbers. No one cares about percentages. Just say which cut average support ticket resolution time. That's fine. That's all we need to know. But again, I want to know more than that, right? Like, what else did you do? Also, did you do... Man, I just don't see enough here, right? Like, did you do AI architecture? Did you do AI orchestration? Did you do MLOps? Was there any SQL, RAG, or Git? I don't know. And one of the big things that I am missing here, though, is cloud. I don't see any cloud. And cloud is critical to this stuff. Almost every company is going to want you to have cloud. Like, if there is anything besides your primary language that I would say is the most important in a software engineer or AI engineer resume, it is cloud. Every single company wants it. I actually don't know if I've really seen like any job descriptions without it. They need you to have Azure, AWS, or GCP. The fact that you don't have it is pretty bad. And then here we only have really 2. Remember, and you need a minimum of 3. And then we have here, which is, why does it matter that you did churn? Who cares? Why is it important that you did this? This is the thing I'm asking you. You trained and deployed machine learning models. Why did you capitalize that? In Python and SQL that predicted customer churn. Why is that important? Why is it important that it flagged fraud? I don't know. You didn't tell me. But you know what I also don't see? I don't see that you communicate technical details to a non-technical audience. Here is Azure, but no one's going to scroll all the way down to here. Like, you get at max, even with my formatting, you get up to here. This is about, let's say down here. This is about where you get to. So I'm going to need you to go back, and I'm going to need you to add more stuff to this, right? I'm going to need you to make it more stuff. I need to see agentic stuff. And honestly, your projects maybe need to go up front, but I don't care about these 50,000 document corpuses. You're in the hardest job search in the US right now. I don't think there's, unless you were an international with graphic design, it is that difficult to get a job, and you need to have this stuff. I need to see cloud. I need to see that in the first bullet point. I need to see the agentic coding. I need to see the build. I do like the production. I need to see the ML ops, the AI architecture, the AI orchestration. I need to see that you can communicate technical details to a non-technical audience. This has about 60 to 70% of what I need, and I need 75%. And you need close to 100% to get a 1 in 100 for an international. So that is it for this video. I just want to say thank you all for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. That helps me out a lot. And if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter and right here on YouTube. Just type !raffle once you enter so that you can get your shot at getting your resume reviewed. And to my members, thank you very much for your support. Your financial support lets me keep this free for everybody, and I could not keep doing this without your financial support. So thank you for keeping this channel alive. And if anybody wants to join, they can join in the link below. They get access to videos early and the past live streams. But that is it for this video. Thank you to my watchers. Thank you very much to my members. And I will see you in the next video to help you get ahead of your job search.